Happy New Year. That's just to wake everybody up. Okay, we will begin this New Year's service with the ringing of the temple bell. At this time, please silence your cell phones and listen quietly as the sounding of the concho is an invitation to settle our hearts and minds as we prepare to receive the Dharma. Thank you. Once again, happy first day of 2025. Good morning, and thank you for choosing to start 2025 by attending today's Dharma family service. Per Reverend Blayne, the first day of the new year is a time to reflect and with renewed dedication to endeavor to live a life of gratitude and joy within Amida Buddha's compassionate embrace. Let's begin 2025 by rededicating ourselves to hearing and sharing the Dharma together as a community of friends and fellow travelers. I am Joey Guzman, and I will serve as your MC this morning. Assisting at the temple with technical support are Zoom crew members Alan Matsumoto and Darren and Lynn Katayama. Corinne Chong is our organist, and Betty Takioka will lead the singing. Please rise and let us start the service with the Vandana and Tisarana. Please chant both the Pali and English parts together with Reverend Blayne. Those of you on Zoom, be sure you have muted your microphones.
Vutsunamanda, 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 Vutsunamanda.
Please remain standing for an aspiration which will be shared by Reverend Blayne.
Please join me in Gasho. On this first day of the new year, we gather as friends in the Dharma, as fellow travelers along the journey of life. We renew our commitment to living the questions of our lives with open hearts and minds, as we discern the lessons we will take with us into the year ahead. In this new year, may we be open to new possibilities, deeper kindness and acceptance, and more quiet acts of faith in grateful response to the dynamic working of great wisdom and compassion which sustains our lives. Let us endeavor to listen to the Buddha Dharma with not just our ears, but with our entire being, and strive to embody the teachings in our thoughts, through our words, and by our actions. In this new year, let us live the questions of our lives with wonder, gratitude, and joy. Let us be open to receiving new life and hope. Let us nurture creativity and opportunities. Let us live with greater compassion and grace for ourselves and others. In this new year, let us live more fully into Amida's compassion embrace. May we always take refuge in the Buddha, the one who shows us the way in this life, the Dharma, the way of understanding and love, and the Sangha, the community that lives in harmony and awareness. Entrusting the dynamic activity of all-inclusive wisdom and all-embracing compassion, we call the honored name of Amida, the Buddha of infinite light and life, with profound gratitude, abiding joy, and a heart-centered awareness for the miracle of each unrepeatable moment. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu.
Please be seated. It is now time for the offering of incense. We invite all Sangha members in attendance to please come forward and offer incense if you wish, starting with the front rows and moving toward the back. Let us now observe a moment of silent meditation.
Namandab, 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 namandab. Namandab, namandab, namandab.
Reverend Blayne will now lead us in chanting Gasho to Amida. Words can be found on the laminated sheet in the back of the pews and on the screen.
Composed by the Reverend Kenru Suji, Gasho to Amida is a hymn that praises the Buddha of infinite light and life and celebrates the activity of great compassion which sustains our lives. This hymn reminds us that we should humbly approach life with palms pressed together in reverence, gratitude, and joy. We chant these words so that we may hear the Dharma and awaken to the virtues of the Buddha. May our voices together express our profound gratitude and appreciation for the Buddha's great benevolence. Namo Amida Butsu. I recite Amida's name with deep joy and gratitude. I gasho to Amida. Trees and grasses and flowers all grow in great compassion. This light shines throughout the world. I gasho to Amida. Flowers bloom and flowers fall. From the seed sprout new flowers. This is the truth unchanging. I gasho to Amida. Springtime brings the happy birds. Their songs all praise Amida. I join them in Nembutsu. I gasho to Amida. When I call Amida's name, it's Amida calling me. Buddha's voice, my voice are one. I gasho to Amida. When I'm lonely, I recite Namo Amida Butsu. Then I feel great compassion. I gasho to Amida. Nembutsu in work and play. Every day with Amida. Every moment filled with light. I gasho to Amida. Remember the golden chain. Kindness to all living things. I will follow this teaching. I gasho to Amida. In the clear bright morning sun. In the fading light of day. In the darkness of the night. I gasho to Amida. Namandabu, 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 namandab, 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 namandab. Namandabts, namandabts, namandabts.
Singing of the Gatha, Living Gratefully. Words are on the handouts and on the screen.
Let's all live in harmony, trying to live as one. All of us together, always, living life with Buddha's love. Hand in hand we move along. Let's all live in peace. Strive to be the best we can, living gratefully. Kindness to every living thing, showing our gratitude, loving all our friends and family, showing thanks for all they do. Hand in hand we move along. Let's all live in peace. Strive to be the best we can, living gratefully.
You may be seated. Reverend Blayne will now deliver his first Dharma message of 2025.
Namandabts, 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 namandabts. Good morning, everybody. Akemashite omedetou gozaimasu. Haoli makahikiho, Happy New Year. Thank you for being here as we welcome the new year as a community of friends and fellow travelers. Thank you for waking up this morning. I know some of you went to sleep just a few hours ago, but as we pause for reflection and rest and renewal, we take this opportunity to recommit ourselves to learning and living the values of our spiritual path. The life of awakening the Buddha taught is one of peace and harmony, where each of us is embraced and affirmed by the dynamic working of wisdom and compassion. The turning of the year is an opportunity for us to discern what attachments we will leave behind and what lessons we'll bring with us into the new year as we venture into the opportunities and challenges of the year ahead. And we may be in store for many challenges this year. I've been reflecting on how the lesson of cultivating the entrusting heart of Shinjin can transform our life and our world. According to the teaching of the Buddha, the mind of Shinjin, the entrusting heart, is pure and gentle, always patient and enduring, never arguing, never causing suffering to others, but always pondering the three treasures, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Thus, happiness spontaneously arises in our minds, and the light of enlightenment can be found everywhere. I can't help but think how many in our world today live with hardened hearts and closed minds. However, as disciples of the Buddha, we are taught to love boundlessly and to live with an open-hearted wonder for the gift of life in all of its complexities and its contradictions. The true nature of awakening that the Buddha teaches is one of continual learning and growth. Every moment is an opportunity for self-discovery and for better understanding the fullness of life in all its joys and sorrows. We are becoming more fully human through all that we experience. From the simple to the extraordinary moments of our lives, we are being shown who we are and how we can be. This is the voice of enlightenment, which is the sound of the universe calling us home to ourselves. During our New Year's Eve service last night, we reflected upon the past year and the numerous causes and conditions which enable us to live and to grow. And as is tradition, we rang out the old year with Joya no Kane. And as is tradition, this sounding of the temple bell is a symbolic release of our attachments and delusions which hold us down, which hold us back, right, from living life with a sense of optimism, a sense of wonder, a sense of joy. And we release our burdens, and we set our aspirations, our intentions for this year ahead. In Buddhist scripture, there is a story about a boy named Sudana who learned from his experiences that there was a true teaching to be gained from everything he saw and heard. He learned patience from a poor, crippled woman. He learned a lesson of simple happiness from watching children playing in the street, and from some gentle and humble people who never thought of wanting anything that anybody else wanted. He learned the secret of living at peace with all in the world. He learned the lesson of harmony from watching the blending of the elements of incense, and a lesson of thanksgiving from the arrangement of flowers. One day, passing through a forest, he took shelter under a noble tree and noticed a tiny seedling growing nearby out of a fallen and decaying tree, and it taught him the lesson of the uncertainty of life. Sunlight by day and the twinkling stars at night constantly refreshed his spirit. Thus, Sudana profited by the experiences of his long journey. Sudana's story reminds us of how we should approach life with a curious sense of wonder, opening our hearts and minds to the dynamic unfolding of wisdom as compassion. This is to live in naturalness, which is the continual transformation of our innermost spirit. This is the Nembutsu path that Shinran followed, where our ordinary life, this humble, everyday life of trials and tribulations, but yet joy and love, is the place of learning, the place of practice, and the place of our awakening. The Buddha teaches about the power of the human mind to harm or to heal, and how we can learn to discern the difference. This radical shift in perspective is the promise that the Dharma offers to us. The Buddha's teaching help us to understand and to manage life with greater kindness, greater compassion, and greater equanimity. In Shin Buddhism, the Nembutsu is the fulfilled promise of Amida Buddha to embrace us, never to abandon. Namo Amida Butsu holds us in both our joys and our sorrows, and transforms our ignorance into wisdom, our greed into generosity, and our anger into love. Namo Amida Butsu can help us to meet life's challenges with greater courage, greater comfort, and greater peace. According to the late Reverend Kenru Suji, whose words we chanted this morning in Gasho to Amida, he says, the Nembutsu is the complete identification of myself with the transcendent power of wisdom and compassion from which I derive my meaning of existence. The Nembutsu is the center of my being, the spiritual home from which I operate and where I find the spiritual power to carry out all of my moral, social, and religious commitments. It is the verbalization of my inner awakening to the reality of life and the world. It is the sound of the infinite touching the finite. Our voicing of Namo Amida Butsu is returning home to our true self, which is the infinite light and life that is Amida Buddha. And when we open our hearts to the inconceivable working of Amida, we can be led out of darkness and into light. In our daily lives, we often fail to recognize these quiet moments of awakening. If we attune our lives to truly hearing the call of Amida, we can live with profound appreciation for the lessons we encounter every single day. These Nembutsu moments reveal to us the world of awakening that is always present. This is the life of nurturing Nembutsu, cultivating awareness, which is the Hawaii Kyodan theme and slogan for 2025. This morning, I woke up around 5:30 or so. I hadn't gone to sleep before midnight, though, so. Everything was still dark. It was quiet, except the occasional explosion. Well, just one or two I heard in the morning. But that moment of quiet, right? That moment of kind of prepping the ozoni, and like my grandmother did every year during New Year's, right? That doing these traditions, that being together as family, right? That maintaining these long-held family traditions is important for us, right? It grounds us. It centers us for the year ahead, right? That's what this is about. This moment in time, this moment that we share together, this unrepeatable moment, right? That will never happen again. And so we should always approach life, right? That we're living with a sense of wonder, a sense of joy, a sense of opportunity. According to the Thai Buddhist social activist Sulak Sivaraksa, those who want to change society must understand the inner dimension of change. It is the sense of personal transformation that religion can provide. But simply performing the outer rituals of any tradition has little value if it is not accompanied by personal transformation. Religious values are those that give voice to our spiritual depth and humanity. There are many descriptions of the religious experience, but all come back to becoming less and less selfish. Right? So when we wake up New Year's morning, make ozoni, right? That isn't necessarily a religious thing, but it is quite spiritual practice, right? To be able to share that meal, that first meal of the day with our loved ones. What a remarkable gift. What a remarkable opportunity and time that we have together. And so let us immerse ourselves in the Dharma so we can live authentically and naturally, caring for ourselves and others. This is the Buddha's path of transformation and change. Each new year begins in winter, which is a natural time of reset and renewal for our bodies and spirits. This is a time of letting go and going within so we can begin again with hope and renewed ability to receive the call of awakening in all things, the working of Amida in all things. How will we strive to live more fully into the ocean of Amida's compassionate vow, each unrepeatable moment of our lives? This is the question we should be asking each and every day as we live and journey side by side as friends and fellow travelers. Wishing you a happy, joyful, and wondrous new year together. In closing, please join me in Gasho for a reflection. As we journey through the year ahead, we should reflect on Gomonshu Kojun Otani's encouragement for how we should let the Nembutsu nurture our lives. Living with the Dharma as my guide softens my rigid heart and mind. Gratitude for the gift of life I've received frees me from becoming lost in greed and anger, and allows me to share a warm smile and speak gentle words. Sharing in the joy and sadness of others, I shall strive to live each day to its fullest. Entrusting the dynamic working of all-inclusive wisdom and all-embracing compassion, we call Amida's name in gratitude, joy, and awareness for the miracle of living each unrepeatable moment. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Mahalo.
Thank you for your New Year's message, Reverend Blayne. Let us now do unison reading of the Golden Chain of Love. Words can be found on the laminated handouts in the back of the pews and on the screen. Please join me in reading the words out loud. I am a link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that what I do now depends not only my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. We will now have the offertory presentation. Mahalo everyone for your generosity. Please stand as we will conclude this service with singing of the Gatha Nembutsu.
Namandab, 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 namandab.
You may be seated. This concludes today's New Year's Day service. Here are some announcements. Upcoming schedule of services, events, and reminders. This Sunday, January 5th, regular Dharma family service will be held at 10 o'clock a.m. Ho'onko candlelight service will be held on Saturday, January 11th at 7 o'clock p.m. Ho'onko is a memorial service for Shinran Shonin, the founder of Shin Buddhism. The guest speaker will be Reverend Dr. Bert Sumikawa, retired Hawaii Kyodan minister. Remember again, the service will be on Saturday at 7 p.m., not on Sunday morning, okay? Now, on Sunday, January 12th, Ho'onko service will be held at the Holualoa Temple at 10 o'clock a.m. Reverend Dr. Bert Sumikawa will again be the guest speaker, There will be no service here at the Kona Hongwanji Temple. Sunday, January 19th, regular Dharma family service will be held at 10 o'clock a.m. Sunday, January 26th, we will observe the 39th annual Ellison Onizuka and Space Shuttle Challenger Memorial Service at 10 o'clock a.m. Advance notice for February, the general membership meeting and New Year's luncheon will be held on Sunday, February 16th at 10 o'clock a.m. Please mark your calendars and plan to join us for an informative as well as fun event. There will be lots of Ono food, games, and prizes. Reminders, for those of you who have ordered and have not yet picked up the 2025 Hompa Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii calendar, please stop by at the church office to pick it up, and there are extras available. The 2025 BDK Teaching a Day calendars are also available. There is no charge for either of them. Any other announcements, Reverend Blayne or anyone else?
Oh, just wanted to welcome Bryce, and I forget what your friend's name is. Welcome. Thank you for joining us from California. So.
I just want to say last night, thank you to Maki and Tiffany for helping with the refreshments last night. Without your help, we couldn't have done that. And Alkai, Oriane, thank you very much for also helping.
Any other announcements?
Oh, also, if anybody didn't join us last night for the bell ringing, you're welcome to bring the temple bell after service today. So you can look forward to that.
Those of you on Zoom, you may leave at any time. Those of you here in person, ozoni and refreshments will be served in the social hall. Mahalo to Linda Nagai, Reverend Blayne, Rochelle Tagawa, and anyone else who brought goodies to share. Your attendance today is most sincerely appreciated. Please stay healthy and safe, and may we share many Nembutsu moments together throughout 2025. Thank you.
Namanda, namanda, namanda.